Our podcast is on YouTube.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Let's go.
We're here, baby. Let's send it. We're here. Welcome to Full Send Living.
Thank you for joining us. This is a monumental day.
Catastrophically.
Catastrophic. The FSL community has been waiting for this day for, we could say years, but it's been a year.
It's been a year. We're pumped to be on the YouTube.
We're on YouTube, people.
Yes.
So if you're a current subscriber of ours who listens on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, on Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to our podcast, we want to let you know we are on YouTube. You can find our channel at Full Send Living.
Yeah.
Right, so go to YouTube and just type in Full Send Living. And
you'll be able to even do just like quick jumps from like our Instagram and stuff like that. We'll be posting them there to get you over there. But
yep, the link in our bios.
Yep.
So we're so stoked.
Dude,
Nate built this table.
Get out of here.
In my studio.
Oh, the studio. We're going to show you around the studio a little bit.
And this is the Full Send Living set. It doesn't change.
High five me again.
It doesn't change.
It doesn't change.
It doesn't change.
Always. Okay.
And we're just super stoked to be able to offer you guys content in video form. We hope that it helps you guys connect and engage with us a little bit more. We're still going to be pumping out episodes the same way we have been.
Yep.
But now you'll be able to see our faces. So we're very excited about that.
You're a lucky group.
Yep.
Lucky family. Okay, let's get into it. What are we here for, Ethan Bricker? First of all, I'll introduce myself. I'm Nate Thompson. This is my co-host.
Ethan Bricker. And man, we've been saying that for a while. He's my co-host as well. And we both created Full Send Living about a year and a half ago, and our goal with Full Send Living was to really equip people, teach them how to live an intentional life, teach people how to take risk, trust God, and send it every single day. That's our motto. Yeah.
And when we were talking about it, just kind of the idea, like, what are we doing, as we've kind of advanced the quest, whatever we want to call it, the mission.
Yeah.
Like when we came up with those three things, we kind of want to just kind of talk to you guys about that, like why we're doing this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, why are we on YouTube? Why are we essentially investing a lot more money into this podcast, and what our goal is behind it, right?
Yep. So first thing we're going to talk about is just the take risk. We got that in our thing, take risks, trust God, send it every day. And when we were talking about it, the thought of like taking the risk is just to it just reminded me of just like the encourager. I feel like if you don't have one in your life, you got to find one.
Yeah. Every Frodo needs a Gandalf. Right?
Yeah. You shall not pass.
And we hope to be Gandalf in your Frodo story. You've got to take that ring to Mordor, people. Yeah. And we just want to be we want to be Gandalf. Just be like, you can do it, Frodo, Master Frodo.
Yeah, because looking over just this little bit of life that we've got under, and it's like, I've had that. I've had the people in my life that have been like, yeah, let's do that. Or yeah, you should do that. Go for it. Try it out.
Yeah.
And without the taking the risk in life, as little or as big, it's like, man, I feel like we miss out on a lot of stuff when we don't just try to go for it. Mm-hmm. I can even think back right now to even one of our episodes we were talking about, even just like dating, like the thought of like asking out a girl or a dude or whatever, just that risk and that kind of like vulnerability you have to do it. But then somebody being like, do it. I can remember I asked this girl, her name was Lisa. It was like 5th grade. Andy delivered.
Shout out to Lisa.
Lisa, no, don't shout to her. I didn't let me finish the story. I wrote a letter in class, gave it to Andy to deliver to Lisa on the playground. She kicked him in the shin. gave it back, and he returned to me, and he just said, she doesn't want to go out with you.
It's a no.
But Andy, through life, has been one of my encouragers, man. And he's been there to help me take the risk. He's been like my wingman.
Yeah.
I've been his. And like, I think so often we need it, and we need to be that for other people.
Yeah, we need somebody like, you know, you're that somebody in my life who's like, I got this idea, and you're like, yeah, do it. Why would you not do that? And if you don't have somebody, we hope to be those people for you.
Yeah,
you know, if you're sitting on an idea right now, if you're like, I want to start a bakery shop, or I want to do this, or, you know, whatever, and you're just like, I don't know if I should do it or not, then we're like, let's just do it. And take that risk.
Take the risk.
Yeah.
Like we miss out on so much on life because we're not willing to just take the little risk.
Yep. So
that's where that comes from, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of the motivation, I feel like, is overcoming the fear. You know, that's why like the term send it, you know, send it. It's like you're launching something with no regard of like what's about to happen, right? And that's kind of what I feel like. We're just like, we want to be that those two voices in your life who are like, if you have an idea or if you comment on one of our videos, you're like, I've got this idea. We want to be like your team of people cheering you on, you know? And
I think even when we were talking about it, right now, Kate and I, we've been going through like the book of Acts at home with our Bible study, FBS thing, and
Friends Bible study.
And earlier in some of the chapters, there's a point where Barnabas, which is, I love that name, Barney. Barney. Oh, Barney comes up.
Barney's in a bus.
And he's like known as the encourager. That's what they call him throughout it, you know? But there's a point where Barney brings Paul, was Saul, who was killing all the Christians, and he's the one to deliver Paul to like the group of the apostles and be like, hey, I got an idea.
I got a good friend.
I met this guy.
He killed like 5 of your friends, but he's
Seems
cool now.
Super nice.
So cool.
Taking risk.
You guys, like, he's chill, guys. He's fam now, bro.
He is so chill now.
Yeah. Hashtag fam forever.
Exactly. But there was like this moment of like seeing like the risk that was there and the encourager that was like, I really think we should try this.
Yeah.
There's something about this dude, you know? And then to see where that went, I loved it.
Yeah. It reaped a ton of fruit from that. Yeah. It's so good. And that kind of leads us into our next part of our slogan is take risk and then trust God. Yeah. Trust God part, you know, obviously we do a bit of a mixture of different content of, you know, whether it's just practical intentionality, relational advice, being present with the people that you love, things like that. But there's also, you know, we really like to dive into the importance of trusting God and depending on God in everything that you do, because ultimately with the risk comes fear. And the only way you can overcome a lot of that fear is really depending on God and yielding to his presence, his mercy, his voice, and being able to yield to what he's trying to guide you into. And that's, we really feel like that's such a strong stake to drive into the ground of like the importance of trusting God. Because if you can't trust God, life is going to be, you know, pretty scary because you don't have something that's like anchoring you.
He is the security to me. You know, I feel like from personal, for me, like the stuff that Kate and I have been a part of over the years, either by ourselves or with friends or whatever, I feel like the trust in God removes like the stupid part, you know, in a way to me, like where some people are like, oh, you shouldn't do that or whatever. But I'm like, yeah, but I know God wants me to do this. Or Kate and I are like, no, we feel like God is in this.
Yeah.
So then it's like all of a sudden, like the risk, it's not like it's less risk, but there's more of a peace or a comfort within it, that you have like a reliance, that you have something that's steadfast, something that's not moving in your life that you can check, you know, like have like a reference point on.
Yeah. It's like jumping out of a building onto a big old bouncy castle versus jumping out of a building onto pavement.
Yes.
You know, like that's the difference. It's like, I trust it because it's there and it's ready to catch me. Yeah. You know, the difference is, you know, when you don't trust God, you're basically just like, you're leaping out of a building hoping that some random bypasser will catch you, you know, well, God's just been there like, I got you, bro. Like we're here, you know? And I mean, I've talked in previous episodes about our daughter Scarlett and how we've had moments where she's had seizures from fevers, and she had RSV and she almost died, and we had to really trust God. And if we didn't trust God in the middle of those, really heartbreaking and terrifying moments in life, the decision making in where we would go with our thought processes and emotional connections with people, I don't think we really understand how much just like that anchor keeps us secure, even in our just relationships with people who aren't even in that, what I mean? Because there's something about like when something bad happens to you, and you lose trust in God or something like that, and how it affects your relationships. You start almost not trusting anybody because you feel so let down. But God doesn't ever let us down. Like he just doesn't, you might say, well, I've had, these bad things have happened to me. We've all had bad things happen to us, but there's an underlying story that God's writing that is ultimately going for good. And we just have to trust him that he's the author and the finisher of the faith, Yeah,
well, he's the hope within you.
Yeah.
And like to think for us to have the hope within me, and like where even when it says like, be ready to give an answer for the hope that's in you to whoever asks, and do it respectfully and stuff like that. But to think where, when my trust in him is, dude, it's beyond right now, and like in that hope within me to be able to pull from that, because life's going to bring pain. It's going to bring joy. It's going to bring every facet that it can hold. And the joy is more joy when I trust in God. And the pain is less pain when I trust him, because I can see beyond myself. I can see beyond my family. I can see beyond my friend's view, and it's just a resource that we believe you have to be able to pull from.
Yeah.
I think to live a full
life. Fully sent life. Yeah. That's what, like, if you're watching this, you're like, I just don't even have a relationship with God. Just keep watching. We'll help you. That's the goal. Yeah. Like the goal is like,
get you there, sport.
Our goal is like, if you're like, I don't even know what to think about God, then just keep watching.
Yeah,
and we're just going to help, walk you through that process. And hopefully we help you be able to get to the point where you trust God to be able to like, go and, go walk through a field and have a conversation with God by yourself, that's a big deal. Which leads us on to our next point. And send it every single day. You got to send it. I'm just gonna send it. What?
Still gonna send it.
Yeah, I'm just still gonna send it. Woke up from a nap, feel good. I did wake up from a nap today.
Just woke up from a nap. He texted me, come over whenever you're ready. I get here like an hour later, and Lydia's like, "Oh, he's taking a nap, like a giant baby."
I took a nap at 2:30, and he got here at 4.
Yeah,
and I've never taken a nap that long in so long. I must have been so tired.
I don't know.
Yeah, but I was like, just woke up from a nap. Let's send it.
Send it.
Literally, I just woke up from a nap. But
the send. What is the send to me? It's the physical response.
Yeah.
It's the doing. It's the seeing whatever you're going after in life, or what. It's putting it in motion, man.
Mm-hmm. It's being intentional with what's in front of you. I've grown so much just in our conversations in this podcast and now in this YouTube channel, because I've learned from you, and I've learned from our guests that have came on, our wives who have talked about being present and intentional with their family and their friends, and I've learned so much about just like slowing down and just like taking in the moment, being a sponge to the moment, and just like yielding to the send. You know what I mean? Where it's kind of like, dude, it's kind of like
yield to the send, people.
You just gotta yield to it.
Give yourself to the full send.
It sounds so profound. Yeah, you just gotta yield to it. Like it's like Evil Knievel, just like you just gotta let it rip and just yield.
Somebody just massaging his shoulders. Listen, pal. You're gonna want to yield. You're gonna yield to the send right now. Don't fight it.
Just yield to it. That's probably the most profound thing I've said on this whole channel. Just yield to it, people. But so like, it's funny though, when you think about somebody like Evel Knievel or somebody just going off this huge ramp, think about like how still everybody is. They're totally yielded to like the send moment, you know? And I've never thought about it this way until just now, but it's happening. But there's so much truth in that of like, when you step out into what taking risk and trusting God, it's like everything stops around you and starts yielding to those critical decisions that you're making. And your life ultimately starts yielding to those good decisions that you're making too.
And dude, that dude on the snowmobile, if you haven't seen this guy yet,
come on the Full Sun Living show.
Please.
I think he's from Canada.
Oh, I love the Canadian. They're a gentle folk.
Yeah. Sorry.
Just give me a moment.
Just give me a moment.
Get a Joeler. I forgot what I was going to say. Thank you.
The guy from Canada, he's so sending it.
I yielded to the sun.
Yeah,
Just not in my brain.
I'm so sorry, Nate. Sorry I interrupted you.
I'm sorry I forgot what I was even talking about. Just excited about it.
But dude,
whatever.
We're so excited to have this podcast in video format. We honor you guys for being people who could be watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians or Storage Wars or whatever you want to watch, and instead you're watching this. And so thanks for being somebody who's willing to send it and to learn and to pour into this community and find a new way of living. Yeah,
because like after we go through those things, like the risk, the trust God, and the sending it, like kind of like the take home, the why is Ethan and I, we love learning and we do love teaching. And I feel like it's, there's just a valuable thing to be able to come together with somebody and just listen and learn from them, which is something we've loved about having like with our guests on, to just be like, what do you know about this? Or share what you've learned about this. And then also just to be able to like, hey, I experienced this. This is what I've learned from it. And just to be able to share that with you guys, with each other, is huge for me. But just that why, just to be the resource or a resource for you, kind of like what Ethan was saying. You guys could be watching anything right now, whatever you want. And the fact that you guys are here, that you're checked in and listening, I feel like it just shows that you are a person that wants to send it. You want to be somebody that's fully invested in your own life, and that you're not like, bystander in your own, story, that you're just actively pushing forward in a direction. Our direction involves God 100%.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
it's so
for being
cool.
a part of it.
Yeah. Especially since, it's easier to just coast and do nothing. It's easier to just like to be on YouTube and just watch the most random videos you've ever seen. I
was almost late for work the other morning because I'm in my car. Just YouTube's a hole, dude.
Yep.
It's a black
just
hole.
Just cat videos and
I hope we got you.
Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, guys, so we release our episodes every first and third Friday of every single month. We are going to start doing some premium content. What? Premium. So we are going to start doing some premium content on YouTube and Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
So be on the lookout for that. But that's kind of why we are changing models. We're moving away from being an only audio podcast to more of a YouTube central podcast. So pretty much to all of our listeners who have already been watching, we want you to come to YouTube. That's kind of the place we'd like for you to watch, because ultimately too, there's a comment section, so we can actually go back and forth and discuss. And if you have questions about the topics that we're talking about, comment below. If you have topics that you're like, man, I would love if you guys would talk about these things, comment below, and we look at every single comment. And we'll take those comments and start adding them to our list of topics to talk about, and hopefully answer some questions along the way too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So while you're here, hit that subscribe button.
Ring that bell, son.
Hit that subscribe button. Hit it.
Hit it real good.
Hit it. hit that subscribe button, ring that bell too, because whenever we release an episode, by hitting that bell, you'll get notified when content comes out. And then guess what?
You gotta like it.
You gotta like it.
You gotta like it. You're here. If you're listening to this part, that means you've made it.
Yeah,
20
you've
minutes.
made it all the way to the end.
Which means you like it enough. So just do your part, okay? Don't be a deadbeat. Send it.
It's literally right there. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the like button.
Do it.
The cool part about the like button.
Tell me.
I'll tell you, Nate. The cool part about the like button, and I actually do this for myself, is by liking the videos that you're interested in or that you enjoy watching, YouTube's algorithm will actually put in front of you more videos like this one, and just overall, it'll just take all your likes and start putting content that you like.
Tries to make sense of what you like to watch.
It helps you and it helps us get in front of more people. So
guys,
love that.
Take some risk. Trust the one and only God.
And send it every single day. And we'll be coming at you. Hit that subscribe button. It's happening. We're here. We're here, guys. Yep.
All right.
That's
love
it.
you guys, and we'll see you later, man.